Hello again, and it's time for another project. Today we're going to do some routing work on this pine that I purchased from the local stores. It's a Lest We Forget plaque. This one represents the animals, so this poppy will be painted purple, not actual red. That's the only difference we're going to do here. Okay, we've got our template. We've stuck it down. That's literally just to keep it in place. Place a carbon paper underneath and literally just draw around it all. It doesn't take too long and it's worth the effort. If you're really clever, you could glue that straight to the wood and just route over the top. I've tried it once before, never will I do it again. Okay, we've drawn around it. Shading the areas that we're going to remove, because you'll get halfway through, you'll probably go away, come back and start taking out the inset when it's the outset we want with the lettering. So there we have it, all nicely done, ready to route out. As always for me, I'm going to use these little CNC routing bits. They're like little pins, they are. They come in different degrees, different coloured tops, 20, 30s, 60s. They do have a small shaft on like a Dremel, excuse me, 3.175mm. So we require a collet, and that's literally just a little tube like that. And that clamps into there. That will fit your router, and when you tighten your router up, it'll lock onto that, and that's not going to go anywhere. We're going to use this to go around all the lettering, the poppy, and all the inside of these silhouettes above. Once we've done all that, and that's literally just to separate it all from the other wood, and once we've done all that, we'll go back to our mill end bits. If you put mill end bits in Amazon, eBay, you'll end up with some of these. There's plenty of different stuff out there. These are the tools that work for me. There's some better ones out there, I know for a fact. But if you want to pay 4 or 5 times the amount of money for them, that's entirely up to you. It's no good having all the fancy kit if you don't know how to use it. Anyway, these are cheap and nasty things, but they work fantastic. And they're ideal for going in afterwards to doing all the clear out. They've got rough sides on, as well as a rough bottom, so it will tidy the sides up as well as the base. Right, let's pop this one in our router and we'll start routing this one out. Right, we've gone around all our lines with our little CNC bit, as you can see from that. So now all we got to do now is remove the backing. To be honest, most of this was coming off that easy with the CNC bit. I would have been quite happy to continue with that. The dog's done, the cross is done, the soldier would have been done in a matter of seconds, and we've done half the horse. But anyway, we've got the bits, so we might as well use them. I'm going to put one of these mill end bits on now. They come in nice packets like this, just to show you guys. Same size shaft as the CNC bit, so it's only a case of removing that one from your collet and slotting that one in. We'll pop that back in the router he says, and then we'll start removing all this background. And hopefully when we come up to our lettering and these smaller details, nothing will pop off. Okay, let's start putting this on. Right, that's all cleared out with our mill hen bits. Everything's still intact. We've not lost any letters. That's a good sign. What I like to do now is just general go around and just take off these little bits that are hanging about. With my Dremel, there's an engraving burr on the end of here. And literally go around like so. Bit of sanding down. Tidy it up. Put a groove in the back to hang it with. And then we're on to some kind of painting. So we'll tidy it up now. Right, that's sanded down the best we can. It's not perfect. You can go on forevermore. I like a bit of rough and background. It just lets you know it's handmade, not done by some CNC machine. We've put a slit in the back. That's plenty deep enough for this small piece. Now it's time for painting. This pine wood is pretty good stuff. I've used it on 80% of my projects. And I can't say I've had a lot of bleeding. Bleeding is where we've cut into the fibres on the side of the wood in there. And we've opened that up. You imagine your wood made of straws. Compacted down. And we've cut those straws open. Now we're going to put paint on them. Well, like a straw, it gets sucked into the side walls. So we've got a nice crispy line there. When you come to sand it down, it just won't look as nice because the paint's bled into the side. So to stop this, like I say, pine's not too bad, but some woods are more porous than others. You can get a sanding sealer and literally just coat it first, let it dry, and that will form a barrier on the side there of your lettering, whatever you've carved out, and stop that paint from bleeding into the sides. I've never used sanding sealer. I basically just sprayed this on. It says it seals. I don't know if that means it seals the side of the wood, but it works. So we'll spray some of this on. Once it's dry, and hopefully we can throw our black paint on. Just a satin black today. Nothing too fantastic. And then once that's all dried, we'll get the mouse sander on, sand it all off, and hopefully we'll have a lovely silhouette of the horse, soldier, cross, and the little dog. And all the lettering and the poppy and the sky should be back to bare wood. And I'm going to leave the bare wood on the sky. I quite like those lines on there, and I don't like to paint a complete project. And then we'll pop some purple on the poppy, and this project will be done after we've sprayed on some more of this, just to give it a little bit of a shine. Okay, too much talking I hear you say. So we'll just spray that on like that. I normally take this outside, to be honest, so don't worry that I'm blowing all this dust about. We'll take it outside, finish it off. Once it's dry, then we'll start painting. That's nicely dry now. It's near enough what we want. Okay, spray wise, you could spray this black marsh ink, some kind of primer ink. I've never sprayed any of my projects yet. So literally a stiff brush, and we're just going to throw that in like so. Get into all your little bits. Go around everything. You think you've cleared it, you've done it all, and then you see a little dot or two. If that has happened, nice black marker pen, and you can touch it up. I tend to let this dry, and then I will literally go over it again. It takes minutes. You can really throw it on. You don't have to be too precise should I say. Just make sure you get into all those little bits, like so. Okay, I'll finish this off. We'll come back when it's nice and dry. And then for me, the best bit, which is sanding off. And we'll see what we've been left with. Right, that black's all nicely dry now. So it's just a case of getting a sander like so. Little mouse sander for me. There's different types out there. and we're basically going to give this a nice sanding over, removing all the black paint that's overflowed, like that we'll call it, and hopefully we'll be left with something underneath. Let's sand this down now. Right, you can see from that I've painted the poppy. I still think red would have been a nicer colour, but the person I'm doing it for, he wants purple to represent the animals that were involved with the wartime. Okay, final stage for me now, linseed oil, just to darken this wooded at the back. I do like to have some kind of wood showing through. You could have painted a nice red sky on there and white lettering, but then you've got no wood showing at all, and that's not for me. So just simple, basic boiled linseed oil, this tung oil, citrus oils, Danish oils. I'm literally just going to throw this on, and hopefully it'll just darken that back down a bit, like so. And you'll see better actually on the sides. So we're just going to darken that down, all in the wooden areas, like so. And hopefully just bring them lines out on that wood and make it stand out a little bit better. I'll come back when this is done and we've sprayed on some of our protection. Right, that's this project finished. All the linseed's nicely dried. I've given it 2 or 3 sprays of this stuff here, just to give it a little bit of a shine, as you can see. And that's it. This project is finished. So there you have it. 8.5 inch by 12 inch. Lest we forget, plaque routed out on pine. Thank you very much for watching.